The next issue, one slide, that I want to address is the state candidate fund. And this is a serious issue here that's being taken place, and I don't need to explain that to members of this committee. You know that the State Central Committee is under attack. You members have been harassed by email and by phone. The officers of this committee have been slandered, and it's outside the regular course of public debate. It's a sad state of affairs, and it's not anything that anyone in a volunteer position such as yours should have to deal with. I think it's important that some of you already know this, some of you have already spoken with me about it, but I think it's important for all of you to hear from me directly. I will always defend this party, this committee, and its members from these scurrilous attacks. It's unacceptable that people would try to defame individual members, intimidate, and bully them in the course of their duties as members of this committee. And I think it's also important for you to understand really what's going on here. You've probably been contacted by many people. As best we can tell, these folks fall into three different categories. The first category are your constituents, individuals that are registered Republicans in your Senate district that have questions about the committee and what the committee's doing. These are genuine constituents. These are people you should converse with. And so for that reason, I provided the letter, which you see on the screen there, of which a hard copy is in your folder, which was disseminated to you electronically in August, and it addresses this issue in its entirety. And so as constituents reach out to you, some of you have done this, but those of you that haven't, I encourage you to share this letter with them. Explain to them that this letter answers the question in the most effective and appropriate manner possible. And if they still have questions and concerns, you should direct them to call me at the ORP headquarters. This is not your responsibility to do anything more than to share this letter. And so I ask you to do that, and we will work with your constituents and talk to them, because I'm sure their concerns are for the best of this party and its candidates. Now there's a different group that's involved in this. I'd like to go to the next slide. And these people are not your constituents. This is a dark money organization whose funders are hidden, whose intentions are unknown. Some of you may know some of the people involved, others may not. These individuals do not have the best interest of our party in mind. These individuals do not care about our elected Republican officials or our Republican candidates. They do not like the State Central Committee. They are waging a campaign to destroy the committee and replace it with a biennial convention that would set the rules and the governance of this party every 2 years at a convention.
Yep.
So when you think of some of the calls that you get or the emails, understand that some of those people are constituents, and they're mostly the people that are courteous and straightforward and forthright in their concerns for the party. But others are people that are trying to attack this committee, harass its members, and slander its officers. Keep that perspective in mind. It makes it a little bit easier to know that not everyone that is contacting you has your best interest, the Republican Party's best interest, or its candidates in mind. And as I said before, we will meet this challenge from them and address it directly. That's part of my job as chairman of this committee, is to defend the party, its candidates, its elected officials, and its officers, and its committee members. And I will be tireless in that. Many of you know me from various campaigns. I am a fighter. I will not lie down. I will not let this go unanswered. And this committee will continue to do its fine work and continue to win elections in the state of Ohio as we have done in the past.